How does F1 fix its TV direction problem? I can't believe I'm making another video on F1 TV direction, but this time I've let the dust settle and the emotions cool down before making it. This isn't just to have a dig at the production of Formula 1 after the pretty terrible Miami GP, but also to suggest some solutions on how to fix it. The broadcast of a Formula 1 race is absolutely everything. It can literally be the difference between someone thinking it's a boring race to an entertaining one. Miami as an overall spectacle didn't come across as the most exciting of races. However, when you look at the stats of the race, maybe you start to think whether we just weren't shown enough to make us think any differently. The event itself had a total of 55 overtakes. 55! That is a solid amount and is up there at the second highest behind Bahrain with 77. However, we only actually saw 26 on the live broadcast. That is, with the use of my incredible math skills from school, less than half. Of course, the amount of overtakes doesn't necessarily mean it's a stone-cold banger of a race, but the thing I'm focusing on is the amount of overtakes missed completely. But then I got thinking and diving a little bit deeper into this, and that sort of percentage is actually pretty common for most races. 46% were shown in Bahrain, 63% in Saudi Arabia, 58% in Australia, 65% in Imola, and 47% in Miami. So why was it that Miami really hit a nerve with F1 fans when it has a very similar percentage shown to Bahrain? There's plenty of factors at play here. One thing was that in Sakir it was clearly very action-packed, and F1 still showing 36 overtakes is a proper load of entertainment over the just under 2-hour race. Another point, and probably the most important one, was that in Miami, overtakes were happening when we were being shown a pointless aerial shot. Not least between Hamilton and Russell in the Mercedes cars, a battle I think we've all longed to see. Now, we as F1 fans can understand if something is going on for the lead, we'll focus on that. But when there's nothing being shown and we can see the midfield position screen on the left going wild, that causes us to be very upset and not happy. Now, I'm not saying for a second that it's possible to follow the lead battle and also show all 55 overtakes during the live race coverage. That would be practically impossible unless the screen split into 4 for the entire race. But there are definitely improvements that need to be made. Primarily, over the last few years, the TV direction has been absolutely top-notch. But there has certainly been a dip this season, and that's the reason we're discussing it right now. At the end of the day, I'm just an F1 fan longing to see uncut racing action for the lead of the race, not some random Red Bull fan reacting to something on track that we cannot see, because we're looking at their face. I head over to Twitter, dangerous I know, and ask some of you what your solutions would be to improving the F1 TV broadcast for future races. @ThisAmDave comes in with, they have that probability of overtake AI and should use it in the background to dictate coverage. No action replay while probability of overtake is over 85% anywhere on the grid. This is an interesting one. I'm not sure implementing an actual program that overrides the coverage anytime this happens would be a good idea, but perhaps integrating this into a way of working for the producers could be beneficial to keep a good baseline. Or perhaps they could somehow sort a system where the mini cam on the leaderboard comes up automatically if there is an overtake happening. That would be pretty mega. @KRIS tweeted, broadcast delay so that the director has time to go back to things they missed before it goes out. I'm not sure this one would quite fit the bill of Sky Sports in particular with the motto, it's only live once. Part of the thrill is knowing it's happening right there before your very eyes, not on delay. @Carrington Era, perhaps more control to the commentators as their probs know which footage to focus on given their experience. Can you imagine Crofty and Brundle trying to juggle all of that as well as doing all the talking? It would be hilarious to watch, but definitely not something that would be possible. I am all for the commentators requesting replays though. @TayDashar, it feels like the director isn't knowledgeable about racing and what fans of racing would actually like to see on screen. Have someone who knows when a move is being set up so we all see when it happens. To be honest, as much as this is a video about how we can improve things, I don't for a second think the actual people doing the job are incompetent or don't know the sport. The broadcast would simply be a disaster if that was the case. I have firsthand sat in the F1 TV compound and seen how crazy it can get. Perhaps there are slightly better ways of working and communicating to help decision making, which they will have to figure out themselves within their team. Even the slightest delay during live sport happening at literally 200 miles per hour can have the biggest consequences to viewer enjoyment. Also, the blame cannot fully be laid on the director. There's clearly been an editorial decision from the higher powers at Liberty Media to show certain things. So there needs to be an element of understanding that they are told to produce a certain show and have to fit within that criteria. That being said, oddly timed replays when action is still happening, showing fans and celebrities during a race, and lots of other things already mentioned in this video can certainly be improved upon. There you have it, a look into how F1 fixes its TV direction problem. What would your solution be? Let us know in the comment section below.